Hello, I'm Nick Arganbright, and in this week's episode of Opposing Roles, W73 searches for Gungans, while Sinya and Denton try their best to avoid Imperial Entanglements. This episode of Opposing Roles, Tangled. Everyone have dice, extra paper, pencils, their character sheets? All right, let's begin.
Here's your story, let's begin. The world is fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes.
Let's roll for initiative.
Be life, bigger than the world. Living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You can fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted. Shoot the moon and reach for Mars, you know you could.
This season, we're playing Star Wars, the role-playing game by West End Games. Our players this season are...
This is Stephen Woosley, or Woos.
This is Samantha Stark, also known as Sam.
This is Eric Sternberger, known as Eric Sternberger.
And I am your game master, Nick Arganbright, and this is Opposing Roles.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world.
This is an almost actual play podcast with every season featuring a different RPG game system, sometimes reoccurring, other times brand new. Don't have anything to point out table talk wise in this episode, which is table talk is a section where we discuss news and inside references or jokes at the table that you'll hear in the upcoming episode. But if you feel we should have had said something else, please let us know at goodbadgeeky@gmail.com. Previously on Opposing Roles. Droids we are nothing to our masters, but Groid, he was a pure Groid, but he is now Groidbot after an entanglement. Contact with my boss. He is most pleased with the services you could possibly provide. Do you fancy yourself a warrior?
Well, I mean, I don't seek battle, but I don't shy from it. It's one thing that you won't find me on the front line with a flag running at 50 other guys, but I'll
fair.
come up with a battle plan.
Excellent. Well, if you come this way, he's further into town. I will take you to my boss.
All right.
So you guys start, you follow him, and he's just kind of walking along. And as you...
Mind if I stop on my speeder and drop off this the sealant, so I don't have to carry that around all over the place? It looks kind of weird just carrying a package full of sealant when you're meeting with your boss.
Yes. Of course. I will stay here, and you meet me back in 5 minutes?
Yeah. I'm going to go
Okay.
just slide this on my bike real quick.
All right, yes. Okay. And so he waits, and so you guys are I would say you guys are on the right side of the bar. Mm-hmm. So when you guys first came into the marketplace, there were two aisles, and they both kind of end at the bar, but on the left and right side of the bar, there are entrances into the main part of the city. They're not huge entryway. Well, the one on the left is, the one on the right where the aisle you ended up at. So that's the aisle you went down.
Okay.
So now you're running back to your speeder bike. Mm-hmm. All right. And you're just dropping it off there?
Yep, and I'm picking up a tracker.
And you're picking up a tracker?
For my bike. My bike's tracker.
Okay.
Putting it in my pocket.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so you do that.
And then I run back to meet him.
Okay. So you run back to meet him, and he's like, everything in order?
Oh, yeah. I hate to carry stuff around all the time. Sealant gets kind of heavy.
No, yes.
You know how it is. Meeting a new person, I don't be carrying a weird bag with me.
Yes, and, and you probably don't look like you could really hold it much longer anyway. So I am going to just follow me this way. And
you're a lot more complimentary at first.
Well, I tend to be, yes. And then he just starts taking you. Bad Woosley impression, sorry.
There's a lot of them out there.
So you follow him down a bit. And so you go down, it's probably about a 10-minute walk, and he takes you into what looks like a very nondescript, hole-in-the-wall building. But when you go inside, you notice that there are you would probably say there are a lot of just people standing around. Some of them look like they're entertaining themselves. Some of them just look like they're waiting. And that's just, and it looks like it's in a rundown building. And as you walk through that one room, the first room, you continue into the next one. It's a little more of a hallway, and you see 2 Twi'lek guards there as well, kind of doing the atypical bounty hunter or guard stance with their guns. You follow them up to that point, and they start talking to G3PO. What's your language is like?
Nine.
You have no idea what they're saying. You just know it's another language, but G3PO is and his entire attitude kind of changes. They're talking very like they're speaking that other language, and the 2 Twi'leks just and walk through. And he turns. He's like, "You will wait here for just 1 second. 1 second. You will be summoned in 1 moment." And he just kind of scuttles in, and the door goes. And the 2 Twi'leks just like kind of look at you with their sharp teeth and just.
If only he had W73 with him.
So
He's the 10D on language.
He is a 3PO droid. Yeah.
you guys worked here long, or
They just stare at you.
cool? You don't find Dantooine a little moist? I guess you guys are from Fallujah. You wouldn't.
They just stare at you. You're not sure if they just don't understand you or they just are not dealing with your shit right now. You really don't know. It's one of those things like they're so kind of this cold-faced, this hard stone face, you just cannot tell.
You know, they should probably give you guys hats so that they know you work here.
They don't break at all. Nick's breaking as the game master, but they are not breaking at all. And as you just keep going,
Maybe an armband, just something.
so you just keep like staring at both of them, saying those things, and all of a sudden
You got a chair?
you hear as you bust that one out, you just hear the door go open, and it's like, please come in. And then what I'd like you to do is roll your perception again for me real quick.
Dun-dun-dun.
That one's back there.
Oh, it's a 2.
2, yeah.
Oh yeah,
All that for
that was a
2.
or 7.
okay. So nothing seems. It seems kind of normal from what you can tell. This room now is way larger, and you don't even know how. It makes you wonder how much of the building is really part of that one building, because they look like standalone buildings, but apparently they're all connected. And this is like a huge room, and sitting at the center is this large mixture between like a spider and an aardvark, and he's just kind of, but Star Wars-ish. And he's kind of sitting there, and I would say half of his face is machine, and his arm is machine as well. As he talks with his aardvark mouth, but he has like 2 mandibles, like a spider mandible over it too. The one on the machine side is machine, the other side is not. And I would say there are almost like the machine swirls around the mouth of the aardvark-like part, and when he talks, every once in a while you hear like the tongue is going in and out. It's like licking his lips and all that. He's like, and then behind him, you just see G3PO just going, the wonderful Groboid Parlance III welcomes you to his room.
Oh, he's got a real nice room here.
Yes, yes, he does. Jinton Kanshanta, oh, na. And then you kind of look around, and I would like to point out, too, you could very easily tell there are other people around. They're all there to entertain kind of him. And I'd say it's very evident. There are some bounty hunters. There are his guards there as well, and they're all just kind of, and everyone just kind of, yes. And he just is like,
I bet that was real funny if I understood it.
and they all start laughing with him, and he laughs too.
Yeah.
And then G3PO just kind of stops for a second and just goes, yes, well. And then there's a pause, and he leans over and whispers something. He's, we chonten kanta, oji bata, ba. Yes, Groyboyd Parlance III welcomes you to his humble abode, but asks if you could help. We have a very delicate situation, new business for us, and reaps many, many rewards for you.
I mean, delicate's not really my specialty, but I can do delicate.
Yes, well, and then you hear him, he starts whispering, and you can make out he says Dantooine, and he says liquor.
Nope.
and he's like, whoa, and he seems very excited by that, and he whispered, I don't want that. Yes. And he like hits the droid, and the droid kind of stumbles a bit and catches himself. He's, again, for a C-3PO unit, he seems very agile and easily catches himself, so he doesn't just fall right over. And also, I would say, too, you're noticing that during some of this, his eyes are starting to kind of go kind of haywire as they were before. But you don't really decide anything really. It looks like he's just kind of, it's a weird malfunction. And as he kind of adjusts himself, and again, just kind of strains himself up a little bit best he can, he just like, my master is most pleased with your work in the smuggling ring of alcohol on Dantooine. Many stories of your family and smuggling. Very well. Very excited to have you. You will be, we think, a treasured addition to this.
Okay, and part-time, though. I'm not on planet for that long. Just here to help out.
My master says that is fine as well.
All right. I mean, tell me what you need me to do, then. I'm here to help.
He says that our new game that we're running, it's a new sport, and it's getting much play. We are selling holodecks, videos, and we are selling seats to highest bidder. Problem is, we are running. We've had a few. And he hits him again, and he kind of catches like, oh, yes, sorry, master. Must be most delicate about this. The Empire knows but does not know that we are doing this, and that is, we are hunting Gungan for sport. And we're selling tickets to the highest bidder. We have a Grand Moff, and he knows of it, but he could turn on us at any moment. It depends on how well we can keep this hidden, and we have an escapee. You would be in charge of smuggling the Gungans to where they need to go so they can be killed for sport.
Now, just a quick, you say you guys put this out on the Holo?
Well, we sell holo vids of it. If we put it on the Holo, the Empire would arrest us most immediately.
So you got broadcasting equipment somewhere nearby?
We do, yes.
I tell you what, I think I am going to go ahead and help you. Can you give me a tour of the area? I kind of like this. I'm a bit of a tech head. I kind of want to see maybe some of the areas you're broadcasting from. So I'm curious about your whole setup. That's all.
Let me just ask. And as he does that, he doesn't say anything, and Groybot just goes, that is not acceptable with my boss.
All right. Is it on premises? I just want to make sure I don't go where I'm not supposed to.
No. We do have something set up, but it is not here on premise. No, not on premise.
Oh, that's good. So I can wander around, not worry about those guards outside getting all antsy.
Well, you are allowed to certain areas of this building, but there are other little details and matters to discuss.
All right.
But first off, what is it that you seek? What is your cost?
Credits. I think we were looking for about at least, let's see, I had 3,000 for one, so I need 7, so about at least 21,000 credits. Let's just call it 25, it's a rounder number.
He gladly accepts your number and your cost. Is there anything else that you would like to add to that?
Well, you know, I tell you, I've only got a little speeder. Well, what's the transport vehicle like?
Well, we would transport for the Gungans.
I'm gonna need to inspect the vehicles, make sure I get one that's real nice.
Well, we do have some Korean class starships that we have available that you could use. Or are you looking for smaller? Smaller ship will not be able to get you as many Gungans on and off the planet if necessary.
So we're smuggling Gungans from Naboo off planet to Naboo?
Sorry, that was not clear. And I apologize for that.
I need to know the job, son.
Okay, so, sorry. It is not necessarily on planet.
Okay.
It is not necessarily on planet. It could be on planet, but he's not being very...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess if I need to go off planet, something Corellian would be nice. We're just keeping it local. I don't know. I could take something, requisition an Imperial unit so it could sneak past those people that don't care.
We do not mess with Imperial units.
All right, then.
There is a small understanding with the Grand Moff that is...
Nondescript it is, then.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'll take a ship.
Okay, all right.
And the 25,000 credits.
No. He finds that acceptable.
All right.
All right, and...
The best negotiator of us.
So he sits there and he's like, if you will be escorted off to a room, and I will be back with you shortly.
All right.
And then you see this this weird reptilian with like claws, and there's a loud clanking sound. He's like, "This way," and he starts leading you to a room into the side. And the doors close, and it's just you in a very small room. We're going to stop there on that end.
All right.
You two roll a dice real quick. Sorry. Yeah, just one dice. Yeah.
5.
5 and 5.
Oh shit! What do you have any pips on your perception?
1 + 1.
Do you have a +2? All right. So Wooz, you are following the Gungans. Mm-hmm. Okay. As you're walking down. And you go around the actual direction they did go. They went on to the left side of the entrance, the left side of the bar, into town. And you kind of start following them. Roll for knowledge real quick.
Okay.
Just base knowledge.
2 + 2.
Yeah, we'll try something here.
7, 9.
You don't really have a lot of memory of Naboo in general, or just not a lot of knowledge. You know the language probably if you would go for it and other stuff, but you don't really know any like landmarks outside of Theed. Okay. Everyone knows Theed, but you don't really know anything else. You just know humanoids, Gungans, and I would just say it's a hodgepodge. Duja is a hodgepodge of like a melting pot of Naboo, especially since the Emperor is from this planet. It's become more, You kind of lose them for half a second as you go down the street. You see them kind of turn right 3 blocks down, but you also see coming this way, you see Tomb Stormtroopers. And if they are talking, they probably sound something like this.
I'm just saying, the noodles tasted a little different today.
They definitely tasted different. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I'm not saying they were worse or that they were better. They were just a little different.
Yeah, just a little porky,
Yeah, a little bit. A little different.
smoky.
ST-33 and 39, do you report on the missing Gungan?
Oh, sorry, we were at lunch. I guess nothing to see here. Move along.
Well, just be on alert. Be on alert. Shoot to kill with a small child, age 5.
Oh, that helps. Because it's really tough for me to tell Gungans apart and to tell their ages, to be honest with you. Any distinctive markings with that Gungan? The hollow didn't really say.
One second. And there's a pause, and it's like, we are getting reports that there are lacerations around the foot and wrist.
Lacerations around the feet and wrist. I mean, I guess as long as he's not wearing pants and long sleeves, we can recognize that.
She's last reports.
Well, this would have been good to know. It's a female Gungan?
Is this your first day?
Lead with that next time.
Don't you deep sigh at us.
You
We
do
should
know
be deep
I'm your
sighing at
superior
you.
officer, right?
Well, you're bad at your job.
For now, apparently.
All right, just find the goddamn Gungans.
Only because you test well.
So now at least we know it's a female Gungan. That's going to cut our time in half.
Yeah. Look for lacerations and a child.
Yep.
All right, so as those two, you kind of hear that, you're like, oh, and you go down the pathway, and roll your perception again real quick.
All right.
So,
8.
all right. So, you turn down from 3 blocks in. The stormtroopers are kind of in the middle of the street, and they're still carrying on their conversation and complaints of upper management, which are valid, by the way.
Those terrible descriptions.
As you go down, you see out of the one corner, kind of staring at you, and she's just very happy. And you see this little child with her thing, and she's just looking at you in awe, and she's like, "You so shiny."
I used to be a lot shinier. On the inside, too.
Oh, breaking my fucking heart here, man. Child looks at you, and it just kind of runs up and like grabs your leg and just kind of holds you for a second. As the mother, you see her like in the alleyway, comes up, and it's like a Junta, come here. And the child is like, Misa found shiny man.
Hide. Gungan hide.
wait, what?
I tell her to hide in Gungan.
Oh,
Because
yeah. You know what? Like, it's pretty good that you're going to get that.
Yeah.
And I don't need, for sakes and purposes. And not a lot's like, so.
I'm going to go talk to these two.
Okay.
The stormtroopers, that is.
All right. So, as you do, now wait a minute, just to throw out there, are you going to tell them that? Or are you just you just said, okay, yes, and you're just going to turn and walk away?
I'll tell them that I'm going to talk to them. Yeah.
All right. So
in Gungan.
Okay, in Gungan, you tell them, like, stay here, I'll be right back. And the child seems very fixated on you, and the mom holds it back. And you go and you walk over to these two stormtroopers.
Did you know that frickin' Ralph made first sergeant? He's a moron.
Hello, good Imperial folks.
Hey, patchwork droid.
Are you looking for the escaped Gungans?
How do you know that we're looking for escaped Gungans? That's
Someone
privileged information.
Someone actually, it was the person in the exotic things booth. They told me.
God damn it!
She's got a mouth on her.
Call it in. I want her taken in.
Anyway,
Describe the Gungans you're looking for.
they have pants and a long sleeve shirt,
Yeah,
Well, that,
that checks out.
yeah.
and I saw them get on a speeder and go that way.
Do you know if one of them was a female, like the bigger one?
It was a guy.
Should probably go anyway.
Yeah, let's check it out. Let me call this in first. Hey, guy.
Sergeant Guy.
Yeah, this is Admiral Jerome. Yeah.
What happened to Sergeant? Did he get kicked? Did he get removed for being terrible at descriptions?
Yeah, he was very bad, so we took him out.
Good.
Like the Empire do.
Yeah. Hey, Admiral, you might want to check out the owner of the exotic things shop down here. She somehow knows that we're after the Gungans, which is privileged information.
We do have men down there. We'll send
Well,
them
we're
out.
down here, but
Well, no, you guys are in Sector 5, right?
we're walking back from Sector 4 because we were getting lunch.
I just want to interject. The more you talk, the further the Gungans are probably getting. I know you're experts in this. Obviously, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right. We know.
What the hell's going on down there?
Oh, a droid told us the Gungans went out of town on the speeder bikes. We're
How
about to
the
go.
hell does the droid know about the Gungans?
Again, this goes back to the person that owns the exotic shop who told him.
yes.
Exotic shop.
Yes.
That's in Sector 1.
It's called exotic things.
Go. Leave your post in Sector 5, report to Sector 1. We'll join the team down there.
You don't want us to go after the Gungans?
The Gungans are in Sector 1.
I'm getting my sectors confused. You're bad.
You know what? Hey, you know what? Yes,
How about this? How about you
yes,
report
we'll
back?
go there. Bye. Go by. Click. Hey, fuck it. Let's dessert.
Yeah, let's go.
There's a bar right over there.
I'm in.
All right.
I like desserts.
So they just go off, and as you do that, and they seem to go in a direction of with I don't care fuck. You see two other stormtroopers come down. They go towards the bazaar area, running past these guys.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So as they disappear off, and you finally see the four of them are completely, because you wait for the two who are running go
right.
fast. These two are just like, yeah, fuck it. They slowly walk around the corner from where you came, and they're gone.
So I'll go back to the Gungans.
Okay.
Stay here. I'll go get more help, and I'm gonna go look for her.
Okay. All right. So they sit there, and before you leave, because why
And
not?
him, actually, because I don't know where he is either. So
Okay.
both of them.
No, that's good. So right before you do that, though, the child, of course, hugs you again. And she's very complimentary. She loves her scarf. And so let's just twist that fucking, that heart a little bit more, that little knife there. And so then
It'd
you...
be really funny when you try to take it back from her.
Oh, that's fucking cool. That, apropos to W73.
I might need a disguise.
Kind of, yeah. All right, so we then do a smash cut back to Sinya, who is... we've had you play 5 other things, so you are...
I was heading to the oddity shop
That's right. To the oddity
because I was going to
shop.
get some rations and look
Oh,
around.
no, there's stormtroopers coming.
I'm just going to kind of like see him open
yeah.
wide-eyed and just like turn on my heel and walk away.
So
Into another stool.
Maybe I'm just leaving him behind me now.
She keeps carrying a stool with her and falling over it.
So I will. So what happens is, so for time purposes, you will. So you walk back to the exotic islands, which is really like right there.
Yeah.
So while this is all going on, some time has been passing. You're just kind of looking the exotic shop, and there's some other people in there. And same as before, you see a Duros, the green to blue humanoids with a stereotypical alien with bigger heads, larger eyes, big hands, and Sanu Begla. One moment, and she's helping the other people. There's I would say there's 3 other people in there right now. Are you looking around?
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you-
going to look around.
All right, sorry. Go. Yep. Roll perception for me.
6 and 8. 12.
All right. So you see this jar, and it has a symbol on it. It looks familiar to you. You just don't know where. It almost looks like the rebellion in a weird way, but it's not. It has weird markings on it, and there's some other weird stuff too. Like you have strange fruit, not barely, probably from extreme outer rim or unknown parts of the galaxy, and some other little trinkets and other little weird objects. But nothing really catches your eye much like the jar does, just because it looks familiar. And then Sanu walks over to you, like, "How may I help you?"
Oh, well, I'm just looking around, but I do need to buy some rations. I didn't know how many you might have. They're not on the shelves.
Yes. We have rations here. How many do you need?
How many for 10 sticks?
10 sticks will be 1,000 credits.
1,000 credits. All right, and how much to throw in this cool jar? Oh, I just like the way it looks.
5,000 credits.
Ooh, that's a little steep. Well, it's a little over my budget. Don't think I can get you down to, say...
Do you want to roll your persuasion?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's probably good if I ask that in some cases, but I also... I do try to see if you guys can actually try to bargain me down on that, and then when I realize I was like...
That's way more than what I have,
We're getting
so-
more to outside of my strength, too, so we'll...
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15.
15? Okay.
And I did not roll a 1.
And do you have any additional pips to it or nothing? Oh, so it's 15. So, dear Lord, I'm really bad with names. Sanu, what was the last thing you said? I'm sorry.
So it's a little over my price, or it's a little over what I can afford.
Do you like entanglements?
What kind of entanglements?
She notions outside, and you see stormtroopers on the side, and they're just they're doing that, so they're getting something. But she's talking about the Empire.
I'm good with a little trouble. But give me what I want first.
1,000 credits.
For everything?
No, for Vaz.
It's 1,000 for the base plus 1,000 for the 10 sticks.
Yes.
If I'm looking in some trouble, you're gonna get the stuff right back in your shop anyway. So it's called 1,000 even for everything. 1,300 for everything.
Yes.
All right, deal.
So,
So
it takes
13.
it takes the credits, Sinya does, and as she does, she starts looking out and she starts seeing that the one stormtrooper is now 4 stormtroopers. And roll just the wild die real quick. Oh. We're just way easier than rolling all of those. You're starting to and you can see that she's looking at it too, and so you go back and you're like, oh, and you know that's not good. And they all are starting to point in that direction. And she seems more slow and Douglas. She's starting to move a little bit more faster. And she walks over and gets the jar. She takes one of the ration sticks and puts it in there, and puts the rest and puts it in a little brown bag. and hands it to you.
Sticks.
And she just is like, "May the Force be with you."
And also with you. No, that's Star Trek.
And as she does that, you see her move her hand. She's going behind the counter and she's going for something, and her hand's just resting there. So it's probably a blaster.
Mm-hmm.
And
All right, so she's going for a blaster. We've got 4 guys.
well, she's just kind of moving
Resting,
like this, yeah. And you're seeing some guys starting to point and you can't make it out, but they're evidently pointing to the exotic item shop. Oof.
What
All
have I
right.
done again?
So, because these are tents. They're not like hard-walled shops.
Yeah, they're not hardware shops. So I would say each tent probably. I mean, it's Star Wars, so there's probably a little more fanciness to them. But I'm going to say that there's probably like a little tent area in the back where they like almost like the what would we say the office where they can do stuff,
Right.
and probably an inventory room. Especially for this place, there's a little bit of an inventory area where she got the ration sticks. And then there's like the walls, and those are like they're probably one side's not, the other side's a little bit more open. That's you know what, and then where you catch a bowl that was seemingly strategically placed.
That bowl looks odd.
Yeah, it looks odd. Looks like there were some noodles in it at some
Smells
point.
like there's some noodles
Yeah,
in it.
so
They don't smell like normal noodles.
it looks very Gunganish in nature, thrown in there. But yeah, so yeah, I would say there's that. And now if there's anything else back there, it's kind of hard to gauge. But that's just from your perception of looking at it. You're guessing that most of the tents are set up that way.
Okay. Can I quickly? I have a knife. Cut a slit in the tent and run out.
On which side? So
So
in the back in the inventory? Are you talking about on the left-hand side?
On the side, yeah, the side to go.
So like
back
from my
behind the
perspective,
fence.
I am Sanu.
Yep.
So back here is the inventory. There's the tent wall here, and then this is where it's kind of opened up around. So you're cutting right here on the side. Oh, my left-hand side. Sorry.
Yeah, your left hand side, because I think that's where I'm closest.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's what you're gonna
Yeah.
cut. All right. So you cut open it, and she looks at you as you're doing it, but she's not really. She's still looking at the stormtroopers as you do it. And she has her hand down there, and they start. You do see they start coming at us. So you're like cut through, and as you do, you walk through, and there's the jewelry store. You walked right. You cut the wall into the jewelry store, and all the people that are in there look up and they're like thief, and they point at you and start screaming
no.
thief. And we're gonna stop there.
You're like, no.
Perfect.
All right. Opposing Roles is presented by D4K Studios and is produced in conjunction with Nick Arganbright and William Dell, with all editing provided by William Dell Productions. Our game system for this episode is Star Wars, the role-playing game, published by West End Games, republished by Fantasy Flight Games. Our cast is myself, Nick Arganbright, as Game Master, with Denton Stigor, played by Eric Sternberger, Twi'lek Rebel Scout Sinya, played by Samantha Stark, and Protocol Droid W73 being played by Stephen Woosley, aka Woos. Battle audience support provided by Laura Spires. Music for the show provided by Lucas King Piano and Pink Zebra featuring Benji Jackson. Website help provided by Alice Fox of alicefox.net. The logo and cover artwork provided by Scott Weaving for our podcast Opposing Roles, found at opposingrollspod.com. That's OPPOSINGROLLS pod.com. We are, of course, on Twitter and Instagram under the username GoodBadGeeky. Follow that for updates on all the different projects I'm involved in, including Opposing Roles. But warning, it is my personal Instagram and Twitter, so there's some of that too. Star Wars and all related titles, logos, and characters are trademarked property of Disney. And Opposing Roles does not imply an official affiliation with, endorsement of, or sponsorship by the copyright and trademark holders, unless otherwise noted. Opposing Roles is a production of D4K Studios.